So you want to know how to get your very own custom weapons into Hytale, like this big mace that you see right over here? Well, in this video you're gonna find out how to do that. Let's get straight into it. The first thing that you're gonna have to do is go to your worlds and create a brand new creative world. Once you're inside your brand new creative world, you just have to press the tab key, then go up to creative tools, then go to assets and open the asset editor. This will not work if this is a brand new world. Before doing this, you just have to type /op, then self, press enter, and now you are OP and the asset editor will open. Once you get inside of your Hytale asset editor, go to those three dots and click add pack. Here I'm gonna name my pack Soul Mace. The group I will call it Hytale Custom Weapons, and the others are completely optional. Then click save. What you have to do now is press this plus button over here and select the asset type item, and then to your asset ID name it however you want. I will name it my Soul Mace, then click on create. Now for the next step, what I'm gonna do is right here change it to Hytale read only, and right over here I will search for a weapon mace. Basically what we're gonna do now is take the source code from an already existing Hytale mace and then customize it and make it our own. Here you will have to scroll down until you find this section right over here with item, weapon and mace, and literally we can take any mace from here. Let's choose the weapon mace iron and then click on source. Right here we want to copy this entire source code from the iron mace. Now we're gonna go back to our own pack. Right over here on the arrow, select the Hytale Custom Weapons Soul Mace. And then right here in the search bar we're gonna search for mace, and we found our Soul Mace. Now here make sure you select source and paste in the source code that we copied earlier. Then click on apply changes. Now if we click on equip item, it should equip our item in Hytale. As you can see, back in Hytale, the mace is equipped to our character. Now we're going to change it and make it our very own mace. What we're gonna do now is open our Hytale folder by pressing the Windows key, pressing R, and then typing in %appdata%, hit OK, and then right here scroll down until you find Hytale, then go to user data, then go to your saves file, then the new world that we just made, then go to mods, then go to the mod that you created. Here we'll have to create a new folder, so I'm going to right click, go to new and then folder. This one should be called common. Now inside of the common folder we need to make a new folder again. We're gonna call this one items, then inside of the items folder right click again, create a new folder, name it weapons, then inside of here we're going to make one more new folder. I know it's a lot of folders, and we're gonna have it called the name of our weapon. Let's name it Soul _ Mace, and inside of the Soul Mace folder we're going to paste our model and texture for the Soul Mace. You can find these in the Discord, link in the description. So after creating all of those folders and pasting in the texture and the model for our mace, you will have to restart your Hytale asset editor and reopen Hytale. After restarting the game and reopening the Hytale asset editor, you should go to this tab right over here where it says editor, then go into the rendering section, and here we have the item model. We're gonna click on this arrow, then right here change it from Hytale to Hytale Custom Weapon, and you should see this folder that we've just created. Double click on it, double click again, once again, and right here you can see our model. We're going to click on it and then hit select. Now you can see this is glitching because it's missing the texture. So we're gonna go to item texture, click over here, then again not from Hytale Custom Weapon, double click on items, double click here, double click again, select our mace texture, hit select, and you can see the texture is popping up correctly right over here. And if I click on equip item and then go back to Hytale, you can see the weapon in my hand right over here. Now if I press the tab button, go to creative tools, then go to world, then click on spawn entity. Let's see, let's spawn a golem, a earth golem, let's spawn him in, and if I hit my click button you can see that we damage him. Now you might be noticing one small issue over here. In our inventory the name is still Iron Mace and the icon is not correct. So let's fix that. Back inside of our Hytale editor, we're gonna have to go right here to general, and then where it says icon, click on this pencil, and right now we're going to configure our icon. We're gonna scale it down first because it's a little bit too big. Maybe, yeah, 0.3 should be fine. Then we should lower it on the y-axis. Now we need some rotation. Let's see. Rotate it on the z-axis, maybe a little bit on the y, something like this. Just play around with it until it looks the way you want. Let's move it up a little bit, then a little bit to the left. Maybe a little bit more. No, I think this should work. This is fine for me. Click on save icon, and now the icon should be updated right here in our Hytale asset editor. Back into Hytale, you see that now it has a question mark icon. That is because we need to restart our game once again. I know that it's a lot of restarts, but as you can see right now our mace has the correct icon displayed. Now let's change the name from Iron Mace. Inside of the Hytale asset editor, we're gonna go right here back to source, and where it says name, we need to change the name. We're gonna call it Soul Mace. Click on apply changes and let's see if it works into Hytale. And would you look at that, guys, back into Hytale, if I go into my inventory, you can see it's called Soul Mace. Now let's get into some more technical stuff. Let's say you want to customize a crafting recipe for this mace. If we press tab and go to the benches tab right over here and get a blacksmith's anvil, then place it down, then press F to interact with it, you can see that in the maces category we can find our soul mace, and it has a recipe, but this is the recipe for the iron mace, isn't it? So we want to make our very own recipe. Let's see how we can do that. We are back into the good old Hytale asset editor. We're gonna change it again from source to editor and click on the crafting tab. Here you have the recipe button. We can click the arrow to expand the menu, and right here on the input you can see the inputs that appear in the game. So the recipe would be 10 iron bars, then 4 pieces of light leather, and then 3 pieces of scrap linen. I don't know what this is. If you want to remove some of the ingredients, you can always right click on them and then click on remove to remove specific ingredients, or if you perhaps want to add more, just go right here to this plus button right here, and then you can click on it and add a brand new item for the recipe. And now you might be wondering, hey, how do I get the item ID for the ingredient of my recipe? Well, I'll show you that right now. If we go back into our game and press tab, open the creative menu, and now let's say we're gonna go right here to ores, and if we hover over them you can see a field right down under the adamantite ore name. That is the ID, so the ID for adamantite ore would be ore underscore adamantite. So let's try to add 5 adamantite ore as an ingredient to our recipe. In the Hytale asset editor, we're going to click on the plus button right over here and add the item ID ore underscore adamantite. Then for the quantity, I don't know, let's say maybe 5. And now let's see if it updated into Hytale. Now guys, if I go back to the blacksmith anvil, press F, would you look at that, the soul mace now requires 5 adamantite ore in order to craft it. And if we press the craft button, we just crafted our soul mace. Really nice. One more thing that you can customize here is at bench requirement. You can customize the type of bench that is needed. For example, this is a weapon, so the weapon bench is needed. And right here you can select the tier level of the corresponding bench. Now, if you want to customize your weapon even further, you can go right here to source and change the damage. If we scroll down, we have the swing left damage, and right here, weapon mace primary left swing damage. We can set this value, let's say, to 100, but be careful, this is only gonna change the damage for the left swing. The right swing, for example, is right here, and the right swing is only gonna deal 29 damage if we don't change that. Let's see how that works in Hytale. So right here in Hytale I spawned our favorite test subject, the golem, and if we click once you can see we did 100 damage with our left swing, and if I go for a right swing you saw that it dealt only 29 damage, the left swing did 100. So it's up to you how you want to customize and balance your weapons. There are literally tons of options that you can customize right here with the Hytale asset editor. It's literally up to you and what you want to achieve. This is just an example for making a mace. If you want to make, let's say, a sword or a pickaxe, you should do the same thing that I did here, but for that specific item. For example, go and check how Hytale made a template for their pickaxe. Take that and then change the source code to make it your own. Try out new things and find out how they are gonna work. If you guys enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please consider subscribing to the channel and joining the Discord server, link in the description. See you in the next video.